Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh once again. And for the next 20 odd minutes or so, we are going to bring you an update on the flotilla. Now, we have got Dr. Yvonne Ridley that is standing by in Tripoli as well. So we will get some visuals out of there. We wanted to get hold of Dr. Fatima Hendricks, who sent us a message saying, please make dua for us. We are heading into a storm. I can't make it, so it's going to be a bit difficult for Dr. Fatima Hendricks. And also, we were hoping to get Dr. Zahira Umar, who will be joining us, but unfortunately, they cannot because of, I think, signal issues and obviously weather conditions as well. But what we will do is we have got, in fact, a video that we'd like to play out before we link up with Dr. Yvonne Ridley. Riaz Mullah actually put up a video talking about, this being quite a long road as well. So just before we touch base with Dr. Yvonne Ridley, let's quickly play this vid and let's get this update coming through from Riaz Mullah.
Assalamu alaikum. Let's let you know. It's been a long road. Really, what a topsy-turvy thing. Crazy. So, alhamdulillah, we are going. We are probably the last boat to leave. Inshallah, the first boat to reach. Inshallah.
Yes, that was just a quick message that came through from Riaz Mullah talking. It's going to be a long road as well. And let's go now across to Tripoli and let's go join by Dr. Yvonne Ridley, who is standing by. Dr. Yvonne, assalamu alaikum. Welcome.
Walaikum salam, and it's great to see you, Inayat, and it's great to be talking to you from the beautiful port of Tripoli in Libya.
Yes, in fact, I'm just looking at the visuals behind you as well. There seems to be a fair amount of activity as well. I see there's this boat that is behind you. Tell us about this boat, Dr. Yvonne.
Yes, well, there's the boat is one of the largest on the flotilla, and it's certainly one of the fastest. We've done some sea trials with it, and we've all done our fire training, first aid training, all sorts of training, and the planning and the preparation behind such a venture has really been quite exhaustive. The boat itself is carrying a lot of aid. We're doing an inventory tomorrow, but there'll be tons of dates and very high protein food for children that are only a few months old to try and help combat the starvation that they're going through at the moment. And obviously there's a lot of medical aid and some shelters as well. We could have put anything in there because Gaza has nothing left, and so anything would have been gratefully received. But the aid has come from throughout Libya. We've travelled the length and breadth of the country. It's supposed to be a country in turmoil, but I'll tell you something, Inayat, they've all come together for the sake of Gaza. And any differences have been put aside. And it's really wonderful and heartwarming the way that we have united as an ummah to help our brothers and sisters in Palestine.
Yes, Dr. Yvonne, you mentioned you've traveled across the length and breadth of Libya, and I'm sure you've met many Libyans. Just how supportive, how passionate have they been about this journey that you are about to undertake as part of the flotilla taking aid to Gaza?
Well, it's quite clear that the people in Libya are as united as the people in South Africa. And of course, we're being let down by the Arab and some African leaders. Of course, I can't say that about Chief Mandela because he had a boat in the flotilla, and unfortunately, it was something happened to it, and I think it was disabled, and now it's not seaworthy. It looks as though it was an act of sabotage to stop his boat going. And of course, we all know who would have been behind that. And I guess that it was just too much for some people to bear, the thought of Nelson Mandela's grandson sailing on the flotilla. So, and of course, Greta Thunberg's boat was hit by some sort of missile, and so was another celebrity boat, for want of a better term, the Alma, that was also hit by a missile. And we were told, oh no, it wasn't a missile, it was a discarded cigarette. Well, anyone who has seen the video footage, I think, can tell the difference between a lighted cigarette and a missile. So, but unfortunately, a lot of the Arab countries, you know, they don't want to say that they've been attacked. And for Tunisia to say that Israel had sent a missile through its airspace onto a boat berthed in one of the marinas in Tunisia, that is a cause of war for a lot of countries. But as we know, Israel gets away with murder.
Well, certainly does. But also, Dr. Yvonne, just some of the boats that have already set sail, what sort of, feedback are you getting? Or is there any communication coming through from some of these boats that have already set sail?
Well, we're in touch with a few of the boats, and they represent 44 different countries, more than 120, 130 activists from around the world, South America. In fact, I think all the continents of the world are represented. We've got Americans, Australians, Europeans, Malaysians, Indonesians, and the majority are out of Tunisia now and on the heel of Sicily. You know, Italy's that long boot, and Sicily is at the bottom, and that's where most of them are at the moment. Although I think there's half a dozen boats that are sailing through the Greek islands, and we set sail tomorrow, inshallah, and we will meet up with them on our way to Gaza. The trouble is, when you're organizing something as big as this, and it is the biggest flotilla, peacetime flotilla in the history of the world, it's very much weather dependent, and we are only as fast as the slowest boat. So it's not an exact science, and it has been painfully slow. And there's been a lot of training to do as well. So, as I say, we hope to meet up with them, if not tomorrow evening, certainly by the morning. And inshallah, the Israelis will give way and let us through, because we don't want to sail to Israel. We don't want to visit Israel. We simply want to go to Gaza and sail through international waters, which we are legally entitled to do, and then sail into Gaza's port and deliver the aid. we don't want to stay there for very long. Obviously, we'll give our salams and best wishes to the Palestinian people, and then we'll clear off. And that's what we want to do, just open this humanitarian corridor. And if there's any justice in the world, the OIC will send a military naval escort to make sure that we sail safely into Gaza's port.
Yes.
If a group of ordinary citizens can band together to do this, then I'm sure that the Arab leaders can band together to help us.
Yes, Dr. Yvonne, in fact, I'm just looking at the visuals behind you as well, and there seems to be a fair amount of activity behind you at this point in time. And I suppose, it's all in final preparation to sail tomorrow. And, just take us through, obviously, some of the logistics that are in place, or is everything in place at this point in time? And are you ready to sail?
Well, we've had a great deal of support from the Libyan people, and the Omar al Mokhtar has become a bit of a tourist attraction as well. And everybody wants to come and see it before it sets sail. And so that will be the activity. There's also aid is continuing to go on. As I say, tomorrow morning we're going to do a full inventory to see exactly what is on board, and I'll be able to give you a full list. But I think that you'll be impressed. Obviously, it's not going to sort out the starvation overnight, but it is needed. It will save lives, and we can't wait to get to Gaza to deliver it, just to show the Palestinians, you have not been forgotten. And we are running against the clock at the moment. For some reason, Israel is accelerating its death program, and the bombing these last few days has been unprecedented and unrelenting. Any schools or hospitals left standing in the blitz have now been totally flattened, and more than 700,000 people are on the move. And it's unimaginable to think that suffering is going on just over the water behind me, in the Mediterranean Sea. It's horrific.
Yes, Dr. Yvonne, I'm just wondering this, you said accelerating its aggression against the people of Gaza as well. And we know what is taking place in Gaza City. I'm sure you are fully briefed with the latest developments in terms of this acceleration. And I'm wondering how much of it has got to do in anticipation of this global Sumud Flotilla, for sailing through into the waters of Gaza.
Well, I must admit to a feeling of some trepidation, because we've seen the images. Every morning I get up, I dread looking at my phone, but I feel as though it's my duty to find out what atrocities and war crimes are being committed in this genocide. And I am bracing myself for what I'm going to find. And people have said to me, "Are you not scared?" And I've said, "I'm scared of what I might see." And we've seen all the images, but I think it will have an even worse impact when I see it with my own eyes.
One can never ever be prepared. And I just want to read out Chief Mandela's message saying, Alhamdulillah, the South African boat is finally setting sail. We are now officially full participants in the Global Flotilla mission. We want to thank the donors for making this possible, and all those who have supported us with their prayers. As we set sail to Gaza, we call on everyone on land to support the mission and do everything to exert pressure on our MPs and government to stop coal exports to apartheid Israel. We are all counting on you to isolate Israel and, if needs be, shut down the Richards Bay coal terminal. Now, this was a message that came through from Chief Mandla Mandela. And again, for those of us who are on land while you sail as part of the global Sumud Flotilla as well, again, all eyes are on the seas, on the oceans at this point in time. And, we can just make dua, for your safety, but more importantly, for the success of this mission and to break this siege, to break this brutal blockade of Gaza and to get much more safety.
Well, I thank you very much for that. And you can never underestimate the power of prayer. I've seen the power of prayer in action. And that's why I would ask each and every one of your listeners and viewers, please pray for us. We're not superheroes, we're just ordinary people trying to put food on the tables of the homes in Gaza. And we do need your prayers, and we do need the support of the international community. Um, and I know that many of your listeners and viewers will want to do something, because we've all got this awful helplessness about us over Gaza, and we're getting no leadership. And the Western leaders are looking the other way. The Arab leaders are just belly dancing and don't seem to really care. And with the exception of a few countries like South Africa, which has done a fantastic job in the International Criminal Court of Justice, very few countries are doing anything for Gaza at the moment. So please keep us in your prayers.
Yes, inshallah. Just in terms of planning, what is the plan? What time do you plan to sail out of Tripoli?
Um, well, I'll have to find out from the captain, but I know that I won't be sleeping in tomorrow morning. I'll be up early.
Well, certainly, and just some of the other people who are part and parcel of the crew who are going to be with you on the flotilla. Who are they?
Well, we've got a really interesting crew. The captain comes from the town of Ushuaia, which is the first town you come to if you drove in through Tunisia. Um, we have the former prime minister of Libya, who was in the first government after the revolution, and I'm really interested to hear his stories. We also have a revolutionary um, who was at one point Libya's most wanted man, and he's quite a character, and he's now living in America. And we had a really amusing incident just yesterday when we had our cargo checked, because obviously we need people to understand that this is a peace mission and that we are peace activists. So some very high ranking officials from Libya's security services came and checked to make sure that there was nothing untoward in our boat. And one of them looked round at this man, Camille, and he said, "We spent years and years looking for you, and here you are standing next to us now." And of course, it really makes you realize how today's heroes could have been yesterday's villains. And there's such a good feel to the crew. There's a lady called Margaret from Glasgow in Scotland, where I'm now living, and she's quite a character, and she is so well known in the international activism circles. She's done a lot of heroic stuff in the occupied West Bank, and every Saturday, apart from this one, of course, every Saturday she's out on a market stall selling goods for Palestine. And she's quite a character, so I'm sure she'll have a lot to tell her regular customers when we return. Um, there's a really good feel from the people on board the Omar al-Makhtar. And yesterday was the anniversary of his death, and we had hundreds of people who came to the ship and were cheering us on and chanting and singing and reciting the Quran. It was a wonderful event, and there's a lot of goodwill, and we hope to convey that to the people of Gaza as well.
Well, inshallah, you certainly will. And, you mentioned the heroes and the villains. And right now, we know who the true heroes are. These are the people of Gaza. These are the people of Palestine who have basically given it all. They paid with their lives, with their blood, with their sweat, with their tears. They paid with everything that they've had. And they are our true heroes. And we know who the villains are as well. This brutal Zionists and all those governments, all those leaders who have been complicit with this Zionist entity in this genocide, including an Arab world that had this very fancy summit out in Doha as well, more concerned about the security of Qatar. Yet we've had this genocide, Dr. Yvonne, unfolding for over 2 years. And again, talking about Arab security versus the betrayal of Palestine and the Palestinian people.
Absolutely. It means so much, that we've got the support of Salam Media and that you've given us your time, even though the sound and the photos are a bit shaky. I hope that the is
Yes, I think, just was towards the end of the broadcast that, Dr. Yvonne was saying that it is a bit shaky, but she's going to connect once again, hopefully, just to get some final thoughts. Don't worry, Dr. Yvonne, I know it's a bit shaky, but I must say that the visuals are pretty clear. Your sound quality has been good, and we've been able to hear every word that you've been saying. And just before we take leave of you as well, we are hoping to touch base with you on Friday morning. Hopefully, there should be some good signal and good weather on the boat as well, inshallah, on Friday morning. Yes, well, unfortunately, as I said, we have lost Dr. Yvonne Ridley, but we certainly will continue trying to get in touch with her, inshallah. The boat will be leaving tomorrow, and we wish them all the best. We wish them safety as well. And also, we've got a clip to play out just before I sign out this evening, a clip of Chief Mandela, and let's take a listen to what he had to say. And thereafter, we will come back and we will wrap up.
Comrades and friends, we are here on the port with our boat that has been having various challenges from water leaks to motor problems to generator, and at this rate we seem to have a need to come to a conclusion to redeploy our South African delegation to other boats so they can set sail. Those that will not be deployed to boats will be on land to to continue supporting the global Sumud Flotilla into achieving its mission. We want to take this opportunity to thank all our donors, as well as all those that rallied behind the South African delegation to ensure that we have a successful mission. We are still hopeful that all the delegation will be placed on various ships that are setting sail to Gaza. Failure to, we will therefore resort to ensuring that we do our very best to supporting the GSF from land. We want to call on all those that have not been able to make it onto the boats to continue doing their level best in supporting the global Sumud Flotilla in achieving its goal of breaking the blockade and ending the siege on Gaza, enabling the humanitarian aid that is much needed by our brothers and sisters in Gaza to reach its destination. I thank you.
Well, that was Chief Mandla Mandela, and I was just looking at the visuals behind, and the South African flag flying very, very proudly on that boat as well. And I see, I send my best wishes since Mexico as well. So, you know, we are obviously keeping an eye out on the flotilla as it has set sail already. And we've heard already that, you know, there are some of the people like Dr. Fatima Hendricks, who is already on board, and she was talking about heading into a storm, and she couldn't join us, unfortunately, as well. But we are keeping a very, very close eye on the flotilla, and also the latest, the Umar al-Mukhtar, that will be sailing out of Tripoli, inshallah, tomorrow morning with Dr. Yvonne Ridley and many other personalities on board as well. Hopefully, we will be able to touch base with Dr. Yvonne Ridley, inshallah, on Friday morning, live from the boat, weather permitting, obviously, and also signal permitting as well. So we will try our level best to continue providing you with updates on the global Sumud Flotilla, inshallah. And with that, I'm going to be signing off once again. It's been an absolute pleasure being in the company of our viewers, our listeners at Salam Media, and really deeply touched, deeply inspired by both our topics this evening, and really talking to Sister Yvonne Ridley. Alhamdulillah, what a wonderful interview that we had with her, just providing us with an update, and the huge sacrifices that all the people that are making from the 44 countries right across the entire world to be part of this global Sumud Flotilla. But for them, again, they don't look at themselves as heroes. They don't look at themselves as someone who have achieved something. More importantly, it is the cause, and the cause is much bigger. That cause is Gaza. That cause is for the liberation and the freedom of Palestine. That cause is to take the people of Gaza out of the misery that they find themselves in. And as we speak right now, Israel, this brutal Zionist entity, this terrorist entity, intensifying its attack. Gaza City at this point in time under severe fire at this point in time as we speak, and hundreds of thousands of people being shepherded into a very, very small area. Many people have been killed already as well, and Allah alone knows where it's going to end. For now, let us continue praying for them. Let us continue making our dua, and let us continue supporting the people who make it happen, the people who are supporting the people of Gaza as well. And I've just seen a comment saying, so happy to read that, Brother Mandla, having you all carrying our hopes to our Palestinian families. It's so heartwarming. We love you all, and watching you, inshallah, we will succeed. And Jazakallah to the listener and the viewer for that comment as well, inshallah. And we will continue praying for them as well. So from myself and the team at Salam Media, it's been a wonderful being with you tonight, right out of Salam Media live on this Wednesday evening's broadcast, inshallah. So until we meet again, from myself and the team, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.